Hello everyone, my name is Trường Phước. It's nice to talk to you today. I'm a student in Foreign Language Department of Saigon University. I used to be a member in Class B IELTS fighter Phan Văn Trị by Mr. Kelvin in March, and I sat my exam in October and got an 8 overall. For me, English is not only my main major but also my favorite language, and I consider IELTS to be an ultimate goal to conquer, as it is conducive for my career prospect and higher study. I've heard about IELTS during my curriculum in university and did some writing tasks, but without proper preparation in town, my only impression of it was frightening. I felt lost, seeing there are a lot of aspects to cover for just one skill, and the requirement for graduation is only 6.5, so I thought an 8 was something so out of my reach. My first source of material is the set of IELTS Cambridge from 7 to 16. The level of these tests is comparable to the real exam because Cambridge is responsible for conducting the real one, and I can almost remember which passage belonged to which Cambridge book since I've done each at least 2 to 3 times. And it's important to get familiar with how the information is organized. The main advantage of Cambridge is the logic of the writer is compatible with the real test, but do prepare for some more challenging levels, in which case you can refer to the practice actual test book. And the next source I use is IELTS practice actual test. The difficulty in this book is superior to IELTS Cambridge, so it's only suitable for those who aim at 7 or more. I was lucky enough to went through a passage that later appeared on my exam, and that one was very hard. Personally, I don't have a fixed time budget for IELTS. I usually spend an hour in the morning to practice the easier part, like listening, and 2 hours at night for writing and reading, or reviewing my mistakes. I don't have a partner to practice my speaking with, so I use Elsa for 30 minutes before sleeping. And sometimes I record myself doing a 2 minutes part of our speaking part 2. I tend to dedicate more time on listening and reading as they are easier, and I can actively assess my level to estimate my band score. I've known about IELTS for years, but I have actually studied it since the beginning of 2021. And after my 2.5 months at IELTS Fighter, I plan to take my exam, but the quarantine occurred, of course, so I continued to self-study and attending online classes that IELTS Fighter organized for free in 3 more months. For me, maintaining the highest performance is crucial, so I always motivate myself to push the limits and stay ready. As soon as the social distancing was waived, I took my exam in October and tried my best, knowing that I'm not at my best anymore. But luckily, the result came out very encouraging. I think the main hurdle for any IELTS candidates, and especially for Vietnamese people, is the speaking. Many of us, including me, don't have sufficient interaction with foreigners, and the pronunciation requires considerable time to improve. Besides, any skill of IELTS consists of various forms of exercise, and without a structured studying plan, it's hard to acknowledge everything. I try to experience all forms of tasks and questions to make sure nothing gonna surprise me in the test room. And with the speaking, I use my phone to record myself answering some questions and try the technique called shadowing when I repeat someone else's speech on YouTube. I did my IELTS on computer very early in the morning. I've arrived at the test venue at 7:30 The check-in procedure is quick and straightforward. My test started at 8:30 and everyone had to wear a mask throughout the exam. The test topic is similar to what usually appears on the Cambridge book, luckily, and the speed of the listening test is not too fast. The reading test was way more difficult than in Cambridge book because the part 2 was an article by Harvard Journal about economics. Writing was about environment, and the speaking was also about environment and big cities. After taking IELTS, I planned to take a Master of TESOL degree, but it's very challenging and expensive too. So currently, I'm mustering up my resources for it. Well, at the time, I want to find someone who can organize my knowledge and in a systematic way. I also want to get some real experience from them. I needed an IELTS preparation course to, do the test once and feel good about myself. That's my sort of mentality. Coincidentally, I usually download online materials from IELTS Finder websites, so I decided to go to a center nearby, have my level checked, and became a learner there. My teacher is Mr. Tuấn or Mr. Kelvin. He was a very active mentor, super dedicated teacher. He has helped me throughout and after the course, giving me advice and motivate me to believe in myself. I hope some of my personal experience can be somewhat useful for you guys. Remember, it's just a test and I bet we have taken hundreds of them so far. So, stay focused, be confident, and believe in yourself. Goodbye, and thank you for having me.
IELTS Fighter, tiên phong phổ cập IELTS cho người Việt.